Hello, my beautiful viewers. How are you all? Guess who? I'll give you 1 point if you thought Julian Clary, but no, it is I, Byron, the vegan loser. And here for you all is a picture of my beautiful ragdoll Craddock. She wasn't in my last video, and a fair few of you were asking where she was. You were certainly missing her. So here she is looking beautiful and resplendent and regal, lying on my leopard print bedding this morning. I've done for you a slideshow of the foods that I've had over the last 3 days. It's been a great 3 days for me. I've been on plan, I've felt strong, I've felt healthy, I've felt energetic, and I've thoroughly enjoyed all the foods that I have eaten. Here you can see my breakfast. This was on Thursday. Thursday's breakfast was about 200 grams of the Alpro Greek style yogurt. That's 1 sin for 200 grams, and just half a punnet of blueberries, which I popped on top of there. That was absolutely delicious, and it was so filling. For lunch that day, I had some homemade soup, which I had frozen. This soup was, what was it? Let me think. Red lentil, carrot, red pepper, sweet potato, butternut squash. There was also leek, onion, and celery in there, with loads of fresh herbs, and half a sin's worth of marigold bouillon powder. Again, for half a sin, that was delicious. Love making soup, love freezing it, love eating it. Great day on plan so far. For dinner that day, I had, let's see what the slideshow tells me I had, because I cannot remember. Oh yes, now look how appetizing this looks. 2 frozen blocks of Soylent Green. No, it's not. Have you had adverts on your Facebook for all of the millions of different food plans that are available? Well, I keep getting one for a company called Stocked, and what they do is they send you blocks of frozen meals like this so that you can just dish out depending on how hungry you are, or if you're following maybe a calorie controlled diet. You can decide whether you want 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 blocks, and you just defrost them. And I thought, what a fantastic idea. And I had a look on the website, and it was quite pricey for what it was, in my opinion. I'm poor. I only work part-time due to my mental health. So I have to be fairly mindful of how much money I spend on unnecessary subscriptions. I did, however, think what a great idea for me to do this myself. So for £1.89, I think it was, or maybe £1.70 something, I bought some freezer molds, some silicone freezer molds, and as you can see, they are that shape. That one I made and batch froze some chili, vegan of course, absolutely beautiful. You can see here, in that there was some TVP, dried soya mince, aka some fresh chilies, tin tomatoes, carrots, celery, red onion, courgette and mushrooms, I believe, with some red jalapenos on top. I had that with one of the wholemeal hi-fi wraps, which is one healthy extra. I had it with one of the VT basmati rice pots. They are 1 sin per pot. And on the side, you can just see there, I had a sneaky little bit of yogurt. I counted it as half a sin, but there's not 100 grams there, so it was probably about a quarter of a sin. But I just thought, err on the side of caution. It's important to keep a running total of those sins because they do creep up if you are not paying attention. That was not how I finished my day. I finished it with, ta-da, my favourite drink, a Campari and soda. I actually had 2 of these on that day, and they come in at 3 sins each, and they are delicious. Try it if you like Aperol. It's like Aperol but with a bit more of a kick. Absolutely delightful drink. And like I said, they're 3 sins for the 25 ml measures. I've just got that in a what is it? Champagne glass with a slice of orange. Yum, yum. Next day, Craddock joined me on my bed. I had a black coffee in the morning, followed by a little bit later on, because I was not too peckish, some delicious overnight oats. Now, in there, you can see how jam-packed that jar is. That's one of the 500 ml Kilner jars. There's 40 grams of oats, again, healthy extra, or was it 30 grams? I can't remember. 30 grams or 40 grams, whichever the healthy extra amount of oats is. Still quite new to that one, but I'll double check. 150 mils of almond milk, 200 grams of the Alpro Greek yogurt. There's a sliced banana in there somewhere, and as you can see, it's topped up to the very top there with the blueberries that I had left over. That was so filling, really, really kept me full until mid-afternoon. And there's also a large orange on the side. I did have that, but that was more of a snack, something that had mid-morning. So again, just half a tin and 1 healthy extra B for that breakfast. I was so full that for lunch I just wanted a salad. This was made up of, I think, what can I see there? There was sweet corn, cucumber, cherry tomatoes. I think I also put some baby plum tomatoes in there. There was a lettuce, crispy lettuce mix, which I think, if I can remember, was just butterhead lettuce, iceberg, and some carrot. It was quite plain. Those are the Quorn chicken-free slices. They are chicken-free and they are sin-free. Amazing. In between the chicken and the tomatoes, I kind of made a bit of a slaw, using red onion, spring onion, red cabbage, white cabbage, and carrots, and that was all mixed with some lemon juice, some black pepper, and that bottle of dressing, which you can see on the side. That's the Morrison's Counted vegan-friendly French dressing, and you can have 2 tablespoons of that for 1 sin. On top of there is 1 sliced plant-based Babybel, and I've got 1 on the side which I also had, and it was absolutely yum-yums, delicious. I was still feeling quite full by din-dins, so I had another salad, but a slightly different variation. I had some different salad leaves, some yellow pepper, some cherry tomatoes, and those are the cauldron falafel. Falafel. Lots of people say falafel. I say falafel, and I'm going to stand by that for now. Cauldron falafel, they are 1 sin each. I think I had 3. It might have been 4. And those are halved there on the plate. And whilst I was making that, I, as you can see, made another portion on the side to save for my lunch the next day. The dressing there is the Alpro soya yogurt, which is completely free, with some mint sauce in there. And the mint sauce is the same sins as the dressing. It's the Morrison's mint sauce, and it's 2 level tablespoons for 1 thin. And I made a lot of that sauce, and or as a dip really, and kept it in the fridge. I finished the day on, I had not 1, I had not 2, but I had 3 vodka lime and sodas. It's really important for me that on this plan I'm not depriving myself of the things that I love. And do you know what? I do like to have a drink. I'm a single, live alone person, and a lot of my social life involves meeting my friends for dinner or meeting my friends for a drink. And I don't want to feel like I'm depriving myself of that when I enjoy it. So I had 3 of those. Now I drink the Smirnoff Blue label, which is a little bit stronger than the red label. Those are 35 ml shots with soda. Well, they're not because they're copyright-free stock images, but the ones I had were 35 mils, and each of those comes in at 4.5 sins. Absolutely delicious. Breakfast the next day, get my potassium levels up. I had a banana, again, just for transparency. That's not my banana. I did not take a photo of that banana. Once again, it's a stock image of a banana. Mine was almost identical. What can you say about a banana? It was yellow and I ate it. Yummy. For lunch that day, I had the remaining falafel salad, which I made. Again, it was just as nice with that yogurt dip on there. And I've thrown in a picture of the dame when I first got her, just to fill up the page. Lots of you were asking about her. That's Dame Shellen Mirren. And there she was, just a hatchling. She's bigger than that now. Not much bigger. We've got a bit of SEO trot, slow growth going on, but she's growing at a very healthy rate. And there she is, looking absolutely stunning. Bless her. I will try to show her in a video at some point soon. For dinner that night, I had frozen some cauliflower and spinach curry that I made. I think there's also chickpeas in there. And there was carrot, celery, onion, spinach, cauliflower, and tomatoes. And that's the another healthy extra wrap on there as my healthy extra B. And that's one of the VT pilau rice pots, and they are 1.5 thins per pot. But again, so much more convenient for me. I do have a rice maker, but again, you know, living alone, cooking for one most of the time, it's just more convenient for me to get one of those and wang it in the microwave, wait for it to ping, and just count it as a sin or a sin and a half. And I rounded up the yogurt dip, so let's say that was probably another half sin on there. Great 3 days so far. So what did I finish it with? Well, you guessed it. I had 3 delightful Campari sodas. I will drink those for as long as I live, and hopefully that's a very long time. They're a great drink, and like I say, they're just 3 sins each. I will say as well that most days I've been nowhere near my sin limit. My sin allowance for my BMI, and sorry if this does not apply for you and it may seem extremely unfair, but as somebody who was assigned male at birth, as a result of that, my current sin allowance is a whopping 30 sins a day. Obviously, as I lose weight and continue on this journey, that's going to drop somewhat, but I might as well enjoy it now while I can. And you know what? I certainly have enjoyed it. That's the end of my last 3 days on plan. I've had no other sneaky sins. I've not been peckish. I've not snacked and forgotten to log. What you see there is pretty much what I've had. I think the only things that I've not really logged on there are the rest of my fluid intakes. I'll occasionally have a Pepsi Max that I make on my soda stream, but most of the time it's just straight water, neat, or occasionally I'll have a drink of squash. So yeah, that's what we have done over the last few days. Catch me on Monday if you have the opportunity to. Monday afternoon, my third weight loss video results will be published. To date, over weeks 1 and 2, I have lost 9.5 pounds, I think. 9 pounds. Lost 9 pounds so far. So tune in tomorrow. We'll see what we've done then. Hopefully, still Byron the vegan loser and not Byron the vegan gainer. We'll find out then. All the best. Have a great day. Have a great bank holiday weekend if you're doing anything exciting. If not, don't worry. Neither am I. Speak soon. Mwah.